Hi guys, it's Gav here from DartsPlanet.tv. I'm pleased to tell you I've got Chris from Wikipedia back on the show, and today we're going to be talking about the World Grand Prix and the double start. Always an interesting topic. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing well, Gav. Thanks for having me back on the show.
Thank you very much for coming back on the show. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the Grand Prix and the double start. I know you've got loads of stats for us and loads of theories behind it all.
Well, what we've seen in the Grand Prix so far is really that a lot of players are changing their double start throwing habits. And I think a lot of players have actually looked at Mensur and seen what Mensur's been able to accomplish. And what that is 3 consecutive years in the Grand Prix with higher than 50% on the double of the starting doubles.
Yeah.
So majority of the darts he's throwing at double 14 or double 16 or any of the secondary doubles he chooses, he's hitting majority of them, and that's the best in the world. I mean, not even MVG, not even Daryl Gurney, who had such an incredible last year, can match that percentage. And double 14 is really starting to catch on among a lot of players. And I think the reason for that is that if you're a professional darts player, it's in your interest to miss your targets above or below.
Yeah.
Because if you're throwing 80% of your darts at treble 20, treble 18, treble 19,
yep,
it's very much in your interest to miss above and below rather than left or right, so you're not hitting straight darts.
Yep.
So double 14 really comes in handy for Mensur, just because if he's missing off the center of his target, he's tending to miss above or below, and if he does that, he's still hitting a double.
Yeah, definitely.
And even if he doesn't hit the double he's looking for, he's still hitting double 11 or double 9,
yeah,
which is you're still going to be able to get in and put a good number of points on the board. So we're seeing a lot of players starting to throw double 14. Barney got into it. It's Steve Lennon's starting double. You know, it's all over the place now. Yeah,
Gerwin Price was going around that area, weren't he?
Yeah, double 14, double 11. Even if you move to the other side of the board, Simon Whitlock's always been a double 13 fan. James Wilson was having a go at double 13. You know, I think players are starting to realize the advantage of those doubles relative to the usual favorite, which is tops.
Can I just ask a question, just out of interest, and I should know this, but what is the lowest double that you can go on to still be in with a chance of hitting a 9-darter?
The lowest double you can go for is double 17.
Right.
So if you hit double 17 and then 2 trebles, that's 134 plus 180 is 334, and then you can go out by hitting a 167.
167. Yeah, I probably should have known, well, not known that because I'm not the best accounter, but so double 17. So do you think that's why a lot of players like maybe MVG and some of them still try and go on with tops, so they've always got that opportunity to get the 9-darter?
Yeah, I think the fact that we haven't had a double start 9-darter for a good 5 years is real. Everybody wants to be the player who hits the next double start 9-darter.
Yeah, definitely.
But for a player like MVG, I don't think double 20 is probably his ideal starting double. You know, I think maybe double 16 would suit his style a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I know MVG wants to get a 9-darter every leg he starts.
Yeah, so he's only got 17, 18, 19 or 20 to start with, really, isn't he?
Yeah, well, 17, I've never seen a player start on double 17, but you could go for a 9-darter that way. The problem is that the higher doubles, 17, I mean, nobody's ever going to go 17 or 19.
Right.
Just because, you know, for a finishing double, they're very rare anyway.
Yeah.
But the players who do throw for tops, you know, whether it's a starting double or a finishing double, they just have a much lower percentage in terms of accuracy than the players who throw for double 16 or double 14. And the extra 8 or 12 points you get for hitting tops instead of double 14 and double 16 really aren't that relevant in the context of a leg. The most important thing is that you hit a double, even if it's double 1, even if you miss tops way over to the right and you're hitting a double 1. You know, that's more important than the extra half dozen or dozen points you get by hitting the higher doubles. It's all about hitting a double that's, you know, a player is going to be most comfortable with.
I think what I also find when watching it or strangers is, you know, like when they're obviously the pressure. I love this tournament. I love a set format. I love it as double on. You get shocks. I think it's really exciting, especially for the fans. But I find it really strange sometimes how you get players that can take out a 1-6-1 or huge checkouts, and then, you know, quite a few times already we've seen 9-12. I think Lewis last night was even 15 darts in one of the legs to get in just on any double. It's a huge mental block, isn't it, with the pressure, especially starting first, knowing you've got to get in, otherwise there's really no advantage, is there?
Yeah, it's interesting to see, you know, especially for players throwing at tops, how much they will remain committed to that double to try to get in.
Yeah.
You know, it's very much sort of a personal decision where, you know, I think for some players moving from tops to double 18 might just be about moving around the blocking double that's underneath the bed. But I think for some players, you know, you'll occasionally see players throw at the bullseye in frustration just because they, you know, it's just that frustrating thing when you're throwing 6 and then 9 and then 12 darts and you're just not getting anywhere. It's my favorite tournament to watch, it's just brilliant. Because in most other, you know, in any other tournament, you're going to have a huge advantage in every leg given to the player who throws first. Whereas that advantage is significantly reduced in the World Grand Prix, because if you're throwing first and you miss 3 starting doubles, you know, then your opponent has, you know, about a 50-50 chance of winning the leg regardless of how many doubles he hits.
Yeah.
Or how many starting doubles he misses. So it really is exciting for the fans. I understand why it's really frustrating for the players who have to play, you know, regular straight in, double out 501, and most of it in, you know, just straight leg play. So I understand why they hate it, because, you know, it gives the lesser known players much more of a chance to score a huge upset, especially in the first round where it's first to 2 sets. So it's a lot of fun to watch. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I do. It's just nice seeing the pressure on the first start, just like they have the pressure of going out. And interestingly, when you said about the players as well, when we chatted before the show, you said about it can be frustrating, especially for MVG, when he's actually lost a couple of matches, when he's actually won, had it been leg play, won more legs with Hendo and Robert Thornton.
Yeah, that final against Robert Thornton must, you know, just constantly irritate MVG, because not only was the crowd massively in Thornton's favor, he won 4 more legs than Robert Thornton, and he still lost 5-4 in sets. So, you know, I would have, you know, just a long running antipathy towards set play if I was MVG. It would just frustrate me.
And he's got set play at the Worlds coming up as well. It's going to be dangerous for him this year, I think.
Oh yeah. I know he hates it. Yeah, he'd much rather go do like a best of 41 legs match and then just beat somebody 21-5 or something like that. That's much more his style. You know, I know he'll probably be in good shape for the Grand Slam, given that he's won 3 back-to-back titles. Yeah. So I'm sure he's going to be in good shape there. But there are some tournaments that play to different player strengths. Obviously, Daryl Gurney, Mensur Suljovic are in great shape in the World Grand Prix, and players like MVG really have to struggle to overcome the challenges they have with the format.
Definitely. Gary Anderson can always be a bit vulnerable in this tournament as well, can't he, with his doubles. So just before we wrap this video up, is there any final thoughts on this?
Well, you know, I think what we have to, you know, I think, honestly, from the way that Mensur has been playing in this tournament, you know, we're looking at a guy who is pretty much at the top of the PDC as far as limiting the number of stray darts he can throw into the 1s or the 5s. Yeah. And his double percentage has been fantastic, and he's hitting bullseye after bullseye like he did last night. You know, I think he deserves, even though the rankings won't reflect this for a while, I think he deserves to be, you know, considered. I think we have to consider him, you know, at the moment, you know, very much on par with a Rob Cross or a Gary Anderson. Yeah. Probably the number 2, maybe number 3 player in the world on form, and you know, it's just a lot of fun to watch him because he approaches the game a little bit differently from other players, but he has great results doing it.
And he even come out last night when he was asked, "Can you win it?" And he actually said yes, because normally you go, "Never, never," doesn't he? It was really funny, and I know the commentators picked up on it, saying, "Oh, he actually thinks he can win it this year." Brilliant.
Yeah, a confident Mensur is very dangerous.
A very dangerous one. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today and talking about the Grand Prix and the doubles. For all of you guys that have watched it and enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the like button, turn on your notifications, and don't forget to subscribe. Me and Chris will catch you next time. Bye.